We're live.
No one told you
What?
that life's going to be this way?
Oh.
Good job.
Is that my... I guess that's the clap I'm going
you're
with.
you're so good
I
at
know.
music.
Thank you.
Always talking about country star and then just...
I got the clap, baby.
Here's a good way to start this one out. So how many claps is it? Do you ever see people argue about that?
It's 4.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's
it's
4.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There's so many people arguing about that on different groups. I was like, it's literally 4 counts.
But it took Kiefer like 6 months to figure out how much it was.
Oh, are you going to say how to clap?
Probably longer than that.
I'm still trying to figure out how to snap. So we were doing a Friends episode today.
Yes, we've got
Best friends.
We've got McKinley back on to talk to me because we're Friends fanatics.
Yeah.
I'm like somebody in the middle of the shot.
Hey, I got the cards, dude.
But I actually bought them.
We don't need the cards initially, I don't think.
Really?
No, not initially.
Well,
I
fill in
wanna
the
get
blank.
there.
Rochelle says...
No. You'd see.
Rochelle.
Maybe we should just split the deck. And then we could ask each other. You probably have no business here today.
Fine, I'll just
I'm
get
just
out of here.
kidding.
No, it's fine.
No, I want you in the episode. But I did want to start this way. So, we've talked about this a little bit, McKinley.
Yeah.
But what got you into Friends in the first place?
My big sister Megan.
Yeah?
Yep.
She's the same age I am? Not quite?
She will be 32 this year.
Okay.
So she's 31.
A couple years younger than me. Gotcha.
No, I would go babysit my nephew, and then she had every single season on DVD, and
Yeah.
I would take turns watching them all.
Yeah.
And then I just got obsessed.
In order?
Kind of. It depended on how I felt.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I've seen the season like a million times.
Yeah. What was I going to say? What year were you born?
98.
98. So do you remember watching any of it broadcasted?
No.
You watched it all afterwards?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I remember trying to think when I would remember actually watching current episodes as they came out. So I would have been 4 years old whenever the show started in 94.
Yeah, I was -4.
Right. So I remember, I have this down, like, because when I watch it, I can usually remember. So I remember shortly after They Don't Know That We Know That They Know We Know. Somewhere in there, it would have probably been when I remember sitting down and watching them as they come out, probably the season following. And then I remember, like, that season that's in, which is 5? Does that sound right?
I think so, because they kind of fell in love in like season 4 at the beach house.
Well, that's
Kinda.
when that's when the show kind
Figured
of
out.
pushed you towards
Yeah.
that was going to be a possibility. But when I watch back through it, there's a lot of things that still lead up to even that happening.
Yeah.
Because originally, do you know originally that they actually didn't intend for Chandler and Phoebe to be full-time characters?
full-time- Yeah, and then they just couldn't take them off.
They couldn't take them off because they were very popular characters, and
Yeah.
I think, truthfully, I think that it makes writing a show a lot easier whenever you have 6 people, and like so you can kind of develop stories slowly, but then you have more things of
dynamics.
interaction.
Yeah.
But originally, it was going to be Ross and Rachel, and then Joey and Monica were going to be the 2 couples,
That'd be weird.
and then Phoebe and Chandler were just going to be friends that were in and out on sometimes, not as much. And then once they kind of started doing the pilot and they got picked up, they started realizing they needed Chandler and Phoebe as much as the other
rest of
4.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then figured out later that Chandler and Monica made more sense as a couple than Joey and Monica.
Yeah,
So
they definitely did not make sense.
it's kind of interesting. But I remember those episodes like being rerun a lot because the next season, I guess, which would have been 6, is that math right? I think that's right on the years. So I maybe started remembering sitting down watching it when I was like 9, something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember watching those like on rerun because they would still at that time run those reruns so that you could like catch up or refresh yourself whenever they weren't playing the new season sometimes or whatever. So
That makes sense.
but Yeah, so I remember that. So who's your favorite character?
I don't even know. It depends on the season. I like early
That's
Monica.
interesting. Yeah.
I don't like later Monica. She's
Yeah.
I don't know. She's okay, and I don't really like Ross. I like what he symbolizes. Like he's like there, but I just don't really care for him. I feel like it's a tie between Phoebe and Rachel.
They were on a break.
Thank God you're here.
I know.
That's interesting that you say that. So, I was trying to think. So when you were talking about like Ross, I used to not like Ross was. I didn't dislike him, but he was very indifferent to me.
Yeah.
And originally, he was kind of supposed to be what they refer to as the straight man. So
Yeah, he exudes that.
well,
Except for like the leather pants, then it just kind of gets a little hairy.
that's a lot later, but he would be the one that like he would have been like your anchor a little bit for the
Yeah.
show, and Monica was too.
Yeah.
Kind of both of them.
I mean, he
were
does have
supposed to
funny
be.
moments, but he's just kind of annoying after a while. But I feel
He-
like my favorite male character is probably Chandler
Yeah,
because his humor is just awesome. Like
Right.
it's hilarious.
yeah. Chandler is my favorite character, and not only is he my favorite character on Friends, he's probably my favorite character of any TV in general.
Yeah.
You've seen Cars 2, right?
Yes, I've seen Cars too. He's
Okay.
not more impressive than Mater to me, if that's what
Oh.
you're getting at. But
Just asking.
But yeah, he's my favorite. And so I like how you talk about. Well, I guess back to Ross real quick before I make this next thought. The older I get, the funnier Ross gets to me.
Yeah.
Just because he's unbelievably relatable.
He's just such a dork. Like,
Well, yes,
I mean, but
he's
he's
a-
a paleontologist, so like,
yes,
how much dorkier could you really get?
he's a dork, but like the things that he does and gets upset about, or like the things that happen to him. Overall, I think it's because of his. Like, to me, it's because of his own stupid decision making, which I think
Literally.
is well, but that's relatable, right? Because you're
Yeah.
constantly doing shit to yourself that when you watch it through the show, you're just like, I could totally see myself doing something stupid like that
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? And that's kind of
Definitely.
what he became later. And then his story arc is funny to me, where he was kind of somewhat center focused, and then kind of slid not so much center focused. But then, like, the whole period where he's depressed because of his divorces is
Yeah.
interesting. And then just navigating having a kid with his friend and all that type of stuff. I don't know. He's just just his up and down little story arc just, I don't know, resonates with me more than it did when I was little or younger.
Well, yeah,
I used to
definitely.
kind of be like, Ross, whatever. But I don't know. He serves his purpose very, very well. And like I said, they kind of played with what goes on with him a lot, I feel like,
Yeah,
which
definitely.
is fun to watch. My favorite, I don't know who my favorite female character is, because I like all three of them a lot because they're
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
McKinley's favorite is whoever's not wearing a bra during that episode.
That's none of them most of the
It's
time.
like literally none of them wear a bra.
Yeah, randomly they will in certain outfits where they basically have to, but most of the time they
Yeah.
don't.
And that's not the case. I like Phoebe's
You like the
songs.
plot.
No. Shut up. He says that anytime there's like some nudity in a show that I'm watching. Oh, you're just watching it for the plot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no,
Gotta keep her
shut
honest.
it. Whatever. No, I like how like whimsical and just like floopy Phoebe is, and like
Yeah.
literally all of her songs are hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. For the women, one of my favorite episodes is a little bit later on, but whenever Phoebe kind of calls Rachel and Monica out for how they are, and then they try to call Phoebe back out for how she is, and it doesn't bother her.
Yep, she's like, yeah, I am flaky.
That's who
Like,
I am. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got me.
I do like that. But yeah, they're all completely separate. I like. I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this. There's a portion of Rachel that I really like, and it's probably more. It's more when her and Ross are really not even trying to be together. So probably
Yeah.
around shortly after the Emily situation. So probably around season 5. through like season 7-ish. I think
Yeah.
she's fantastic. There's some stuff that she does. I don't mind her in the beginning of the series too much, but there's some stuff like after her and Ross break up that kind of bothers me a little bit because I don't think most women would behave the way that she
Yeah.
does in some of the instances.
Do you think that they were on a break or they were not on a break?
I do so. So in like in the show terms or like in real life, if you actually had to dissect the situation.
I don't know. Either way.
Okay, so in the show terms, she broke up with him and made it clear that she did not want to be in a relationship with him. I don't necessarily defend what Ross did, but she did break up with him and then kick him out a little bit, and then she also and then of course she kind of backtracks later after thinking about what she did and feels bad about what she did, but she never ever takes responsibility for her half in it.
Right. She just writes the 18 pages or however many
And still
pages.
makes him try to take all the responsibility for it, right? And I understand.
front and back.
Yeah, and I understand. Like we're really dissecting this. Like I understand why Ross was upset a little bit. I also understand why she was such a workaholic at the same time.
But then she invited over her coworker that obviously she knew had a crush on her.
He actually kind of just showed up and invited himself.
True.
I've watched that a million times.
Yeah.
And I would say this, if I were in Ross's situation on the phone and I knew Mark was there, I probably wouldn't go sleep with the girl at the bar. I would probably actually do the opposite and show up over there to
Yeah.
ensure nothing would happen
That's
between
what
the
I
two
would
of
have
them.
done as well. Yeah.
But I also think, so back to real life situation, which, I mean, they didn't have cell phones, but they obviously got a hold of each other in this situation. I think in the real life situation, like you probably would go hang out with your friends, but I think in real life you would just literally try to recommunicate with that person probably.
Yeah.
Pretty
You
quickly,
should.
considering it's an evening where they basically split up. But
Yeah.
I think that episode is really good with the writing that they do throughout because it takes a big story arc that's super serious, but that episode's really funny. Like when he's trying to backtrack, figure out
The chain. Or
the chain.
yeah,
Yeah.
the chain.
Yeah.
And that's just super comical. It's funny how it makes you laugh super hard, so you're kind of expecting things to work out, and then
It doesn't.
It's
yeah.
the big
And then
story
Gunter
arc.
is the one that is like, oh, was I not supposed to say anything?
Oh well,
Obviously.
My bad.
Well, my favorite is once he asked the massage girl, "Who's your roommate again?" And it just flashes to him. He's just standing there, like, because he couldn't
no.
wait to fuck him over, and like Ross knew that's what was going to happen if he got a chance.
Absolutely.
You know, so that was
Gunter was hilarious the whole time because he was so petty.
Gunther. Yes, and in his own, like, he almost existed adjacent to the rest of them.
Oh,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean? Kind of
yeah.
had his entire own thing going on beside what they were doing. I mean, they were aware of him, but like you see the depth of his involvement with the group that they don't see.
Yep.
He's just like somebody in the background, which is pretty good. But yeah, and not only that, you bring that up. That chain of events is pretty relatable too. I mean,
Yeah.
most people, if they did the same thing, would be doing the exact same
Yeah.
thing, especially at that age, right? Like, so yeah, that's
how old are they?
so when
in
the
their
series
20s.
starts, they're 25.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were
Yep.
older.
So whenever that happens, they're probably
30.
like 27 or 8.
Oh,
roughly.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the show, Kiefer?
Yeah, well, I just they all look like they're in their 30s.
Well, most of them were close to that. Chandler is the only one that was actually 25 when he was casted.
Yeah.
Most of them were around 28-ish, but like Phoebe's one of the older ones. She was like
Yeah.
31. And then
They literally cast adults to play high schoolers in some
Yeah.
movies, so like that's not really that's
I
like
know. That's why I still send my headshot out.
head scrap.
Yeah.
yeah, try to get in the high school musical reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High School Musical 7.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, they're just gonna start over,
I
and
don't
you're
want
gonna
that.
be the star.
Troy.
I'm sure. But I digress. The first thought I was trying to get to, so you like Monica early, which I like. I do like Monica the whole time, and I like them all the whole time. And like Kiefer made a comment about the writing, and I'll try to tie that all together. The thing that bugs me about it, and I love it, and I watch it all the time, and I'm just as excited. I mean, are you the same way? Just as excited when you watch it for the
I still
500th time? Yeah, and it still makes me laugh.
And I quote it. Like, it's just
Yep.
like I'm watching it again. I wish I could watch it for the first time again.
Wouldn't
like,
it be sweet?
That'd be pretty cool.
I would love to not watch it for like 5 or 6 years and then watch it again.
Yeah.
I cannot bring myself to do it.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I also haven't watched it, though, in a while. It's maybe been like 6 months, but that's like probably the longest stint. Because after this, I'm probably going to get back into it.
Yeah. I almost started over within probably a month of finishing it every time.
Yep.
You know who's funny on that show almost every time they're on screen?
Who's that?
Monica and Ross's parents.
Oh yeah, Jack and Judy are fantastic.
I love them.
Yes. I was trying to think of other. Well, hold on. So, what drives me? I guess what bothers me a little bit is as the series progresses, and you can see they start changing some writers and stuff. All of the characters towards like maybe the last 3-ish seasons, they really like initially the writing, they all have like this quality, or kind of like they have what I'm going to refer to as kind of like a typecast thing about them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, the writing does such a good job of not making the characters just be that.
Yeah.
They're more than that. But then by the last 3 or 4 seasons, most of them, they just wrote directly into like their typecast part.
Yeah.
And so like they take like the little things about them that make them interesting, but they're still relatable as humans. Despite that, they just kind of started writing it as like that's the only thing that their character does.
Yeah, like
and
how Monica's just a chef.
Well, and just super like in the beginning she has like her need to be neat and clean and particular and high maintenance stuff, but it's like a very small amount of what her character is, and by the end of it, that's all she is that portion of her character. And kind of the same way with Phoebe, although they did a good job with Phoebe kind of making her grow up a little bit. And then Ross, he just gets doubled down on terrible shit happening to him pretty much, and navigating situations very poorly. He was always, like, in the beginning, he's a smart guy with some kind of interesting things that happen to him. But by the end of it, he's like a smart, dumb guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's really smart, but he's not.
No common sense.
No common sense. Joey, they just lean into his womanizing a lot.
Yeah, basically.
And then his dumbness gets bigger.
Yeah.
Like, whenever they start, and they said that Matt LeBlanc actually was the one that decided to make him a little bit dense in the beginning, because they couldn't, like, whenever they had written him to be Monica's love interest, and they didn't do a very...
And they had one episode of that where they, like, it could have been. Like, when it was the flashback episode.
When he moved in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were like, have you guys ever hooked up? Because it was Janice who was like...
was asking, yes. Yeah, so I think they just went back and used that for that, you know what I mean? Because they were supposed to, but it didn't work out that way. But he's just kind of like a little bit common sensey dumb, and then by the end of it, he's just kind of dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and really emotional by the end.
Yeah,
like Joey cries a lot.
Yeah,
when everyone leaves and like moves out and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, which I get, because we can get to more of the ending here in a little bit, but I kind of see why, because he's the one that really stays the same while everybody around him
is evolves.
Yeah,
because he's just an actor that does the same stuff and doesn't really have a progression arc.
Yep, no, not too much. And then like Rachel fluctuates so much in that series, and by the end of it, like, I like Rachel okay again, but they spend a lot of time spending time making her be less bratty, independent on everybody, but then by the end of it, she's kind of back to that again, which is odd to me a little bit. And then who have I left out? Is the only one I haven't talked about Chandler. So Chandler is the only one to me, and I actually know why after reading Matthew Perry's book, but Chandler is the only one that they actually toned down the thing about him that made him work really well in the beginning, and then made him, he's almost becomes more centrally focused, I think, in it by the end of it. And they kind of toned down his, I mean, he's still sarcastic, he still makes jokes, but he actually starts to grow up and be a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
And the rest of them around him, they kind of put all their little quirks on steroids and bring his down. And so the reason they did that, though, is because Matthew Perry asked for that.
Yeah.
Because he was so tired after season 4 of doing everything the way that he initially had Chandler do it. And he told him, he's like, I just don't want to do the emphasis thing anymore. I don't want to, you know what I mean? All these things.
Any more Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to quit doing that, and he begged him. He's like, just let me just do it, you know what I mean, in a way that would be a little bit more down to earth than what we've done to this point. And like he had talked about, like he's glad that, so most of that stuff come out of him and his high school buddies did all that type of stuff. And so like whenever the script come out, he was just like, I can't believe this. It feels like they've followed me around my entire life and made this character after me. And then he used some of those things that he did when he was young to create the character. And after he had done it for 4 years, he was just like, I don't want my character to just be that for the rest of forever. So
Yeah, which makes sense.
yeah. So I always thought that was pretty interesting. Do you have a favorite season or set of seasons or?
Well, I like the second season quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to always rewatch season 4.
Yeah.
Like when they're at the beach house.
Yes.
Like that's the season
That's
always,
where season 4 ends, correct?
I don't know. I've watched them all, so they all just kind of flow together. I don't really watch them per season, so
Yeah.
it's hard to like pinpoint when.
Do you want to look it up?
Yeah.
It's somewhere around there. So, because they spend season 1, Ross and Rachel can't get, they spend all the time trying to figure out if they like each other.
And then season 2 is whenever Julie
he ends up
comes
with
in,
Julie.
which Julie sucked.
I don't think Julie sucked.
Well, I didn't like it. Was just so frustrating.
Well, you're not supposed to like her.
I know, but it was so.
But she's a nice
frustrating.
person, and she makes a lot of sense for Ross.
Is that
Yeah.
the one that shaves her head?
No,
No,
that was Bonnie.
that's Bonnie, and she's she is married to Ben Stiller in real life, but
Weird. I didn't know that.
yeah, they're in dodgeball together.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah. So she's married.
Weird.
She's married to
Her?
Ben Stiller.
No.
No, that's the British bridesmaid that Joey hooks up with whenever they're in London.
Jeez.
That might be the end of season. Might actually be the end of season 3 because they spend most of season 2 with Julie, and then they kind of get together, but then she finds a list and she breaks up with him again till basically the end of that season, and then they spend half of season 3 together and break up.
And then that's whenever the break happened, and then season 4 was when they're at the beach house.
I think the end of season
Where-
3 is when they're at the beach house.
Yeah, well, it like ties into
Into season
then
4,
Joey,
yeah,
he's
the
like
beginning.
in the first episode, and is like, well, I don't really know what happened with this, and then like this happened, but I don't really know
Yeah,
what this happened. Like he didn't really give any answers. He was just kind of like,
right.
well,
Yeah, I got to talk to Monica and Chandler.
yeah,
So yeah. So my favorite season is either 4. I'll tell you what I really like. I like around the time that they switch apartments,
oh yeah, that was funny,
and
then
that's in season 4.
yeah,
And that's really kind of my favorite sweet spot. But
it's a pretty good one.
I like season 1 through basically 6 a lot, but I would say 2, 3, 4, 5 are my favorites.
Nice.
And 4 probably it really is where was 4 and parts of 5 are probably my absolute favorites. So,
Yeah, I feel like I watched the most of 4.
yeah. And you've seen it all, right? Start to finish
absolutely.
multiple times.
Yep.
Okay. How many times do you think?
I don't know. I think I started watching it when I was 10 or 11, and then now I'm 25, and I feel like I've seen it probably at least 20 or 30 times,
All the way through.
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's been
haven't
a
tried.
long time.
To be honest with you, I try real hard to remember when I sat down and watched them literally in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been until they were on Netflix.
Yeah,
Otherwise, because I was just watching on TBS
And now
or
it's
whatever
on
the reruns
HBO
are.
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they took it off of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not been on Netflix for a number of years.
Yeah.
HBO Max got it whenever they started HBO up.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: it was way different watching in order, and they're still watching through it. There's stuff that I forget where it goes
Yeah.
a little bit, which still surprises me. Like, pretty much no, but there's still things that
What?
from watching in the past out of order, like I kind of forget what the order is.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode or two?
That's a good one. I don't know if I do. I feel like I do, but I can't think of what it is. I really like whenever Phoebe realizes that it's like whenever she does the Smelly Cat video, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's how I sound. Like I sound so good," and everyone's like,
I am sorry, but I am unbelievably talented.
like wow,
And they all know it's not her or whatever.
yeah. I don't. That's not necessarily my favorite episode though. I don't even know what my favorite would be.
I have multiple, but there's two that. So I'm the same way you are. I forget until I'm watching them.
Yep.
Some of them, and like the beach houses ones are very high up there on my list as well.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
The two episodes that I can always, if somebody asks, and they're two pretty commonly favorite episodes because they're both really, really good. And they're people's favorites for a reason. There's a few others in there, like I need to write this down next time, in case we ever get on here and talk about it again.
Yeah.
I need to write it down so I can go through that with you because, like I said, sometimes I forget until I'm watching. I'm like, I absolutely like this one. But my two ones off the top of my head that are absolutely probably my top two are the first one is They Don't Know That We Know That They Know We Know.
Oh yes, I like that one too.
I love that one. And then my all-time favorite one I think is when they play for the apartment, the
Yeah.
game.
That's not even a word.
Yeah, well, my favorite one in the They Don't Know That We Know That They Know We Know is all of Joey's stuff.
Yeah.
Just because he's in the middle of it and he's already upset. Like, I also like the ones where, like, they keep...
What do you know?
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yep.
Well, the ones where they keep... the ones where they keep finding Chandler's, like, underwear
Oh, my
and
goodness, yes,
the
I
video
just-
camera set up and stuff.
Because I'm a pervert.
Yeah, well,
I
sex
just-
addicts,
Sex
what they
addict.
try to tell him.
Yeah.
But I'm Joey. I'm disgusting.
And then when it flips to Monica, I'm Monica.
Yes,
I'm disgusting.
Yes, whenever Joey and Joey's brilliant in that moment, and
Yeah.
I really love that. I love how he flipped it back on them.
Yeah.
That's another one of my favorite episodes. The one where Ross, when they all find out, is also really funny, which is like right at the same
Or
time as
whenever
They
the
Don't
dude
Know.
eats his sandwich and he freaks out, and then
Yeah,
he gets
yeah.
put on like probably Ativan or something to calm him down.
Oh, that's a
and
good
he's
one.
like,
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. I got these medicine.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Another one of my favorites is whenever Joey and Chandler are vying over the name of the third triplet.
Oh yeah. And then Chandler's a girl.
Well, no, so that's when they have them, but
Yeah.
before that, they're fighting about she
Yes.
she gets to name the third one,
Yes, and like competition.
and they have a
between-
competition, and like he does the slow play joke of really being offended about his name, and at the end of it, he just did it just to make Phoebe pick his name over Joey's,
Yep.
or whatever. But I really like the whole scene about. Whenever they tell him, he's like, I don't know about Clint, but you might make a nice Barney. Or he says, well, tomorrow I'm going down and I'm either going to be John Markson or Mark Johnson. So you guys tell me which one I should pick. Like,
Markson.
I really like that a lot. I don't know. There's so many, but those two are probably my favorite top
Yeah.
two episodes.
What, Keeper?
I don't want to pivot the conversation, but out of all the love stories like throughout the season, who do you think was the worst to end up with somebody, or that somebody was dating, like Chandler and Janice?
Oh.
And then who do you think who do you think would have worked out?
I have a little hill that I want to die on. I think that Rachel and Joey would have been cool to like stick together, but then Joey's whenever he dated that model and she hated all of
All
his
the friends, yeah. Elle McPherson.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did not like her. I thought she was
Well, you're not supposed to. They couldn't.
Obviously,
They
yeah.
couldn't keep her on the show. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the whole reason
yeah.
for that. Like, there's a few of them. There's a few ancillary characters that like you get like. So I'll
Ew.
tell you one that I really liked, and they couldn't keep him on the show, but I really like Gavin. which was Dermot Mulroney, who replaced Rachel whenever she was on maternity leave. And then...
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Huh? The guy that like is doing her job and she goes back from...
Oh, yeah. And then they had like a small love interest for like 5 seconds.
Yes,
and
but then it leads to her finally leaving Ross's apartment and going back to Joey's. But
Yeah.
like I like Dermot Mulroney a lot, and like his character was fantastic, and he did a really good job. And I do think him and Rachel probably would have been a pretty good couple. Sorry, throat. Get a drink of my tilted water here.
I also really
He's only in like what 3 episodes? Like it's
I
kind
think
of a
so.
bummer.
A really small portion. I also really liked Richard too.
Yeah, Richard is really
it was
good.
weird that it was Monica, like it was a family friend, and that he was as old as her parents. But like, it was a cool dynamic for a little while.
It was cool, and that's another one of my favorite episodes when Ross finds out that Monica's
he was a
dating
good
him.
brother to Dad.
Yeah. No, why? Why would I be? I mean, he's like a brother to Dad, and then and even before that part, he's just like, you guys think Dr. Burke is sexy, and then Phoebe and Rachel, oh yeah,
He kissed my knee once right here when I was 6 years old. I fell off my bike. You bitch.
It's funny when the parents are like, "Oh, he's dating somebody younger. Good for him," and just talking about it. Then they find out.
Well,
Got a
it's too
speedster in the city.
It's too different. So the men all think it's awesome, and then the women all think it's trashy.
oh yeah.
And then of course they tell them at that same party, which is great.
Yeah.
Monica's probably one of my favorites, just because like her like story with like relationships and stuff. I think all of them are funny. Like
Yeah.
Ross's, I think are annoying.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, Chandler's, I don't like the nanny, so obviously I'm out on that.
The nanny.
Hate
Janice.
that show.
Oh, Janice.
Yeah.
but it's not the
even
same woman.
It's not the same actress. Janice was supposed
What?
to be annoying.
No,
That's not the same person.
No,
No.
Fran Drescher's the nanny.
Yeah.
No way.
I can't think.
Swear.
It's stupid. I should know the name of the lady that plays Janice, but like she's also in Everybody Loves Raymond, and she's not annoying.
She's supposed to be annoying as Janice, so
Yes.
that's the whole shtick. Like it was.
It's the woman he can't get away from, even though he doesn't.
she's
No
a
way,
nightmare
that's
of a
not-
person.
It's not the
definitely
same
not.
girl.
Whoa.
It's
We're
not the
also
same
talking
woman.
about the guy that doesn't even know people's names.
Like another one that's a bummer, like for Ross. So you're talking about Ross, but like Mona was good for Ross.
Which one was? Oh,
That's who he dates whenever he's pregnant with Rachel, and he keeps
Yeah.
leaving her in the dirt for Rachel
Yeah.
because she's pregnant. But like Mona and he were a really
he's
good
like, dang
couple.
it! I forgot about Mona.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
wasn't
damn it, Mona! I was supposed to meet her like an hour ago at the movies. And then I did like how she's like kind of trying to progress the relationship, but he can't because he's having a baby, and he gets all freaked out about the Christmas card or whatever, and then
Yeah.
gives her the keys and all that. And then
Changes the lock.
yeah, and at the same time, Rachel tells her dad about being pregnant, and then Rachel's dad shows up and ruins the entire. Yeah, I absolutely love when he's between Rachel's dad and Mona and trying to talk them both off the ledge, but it's conflicting
Yeah.
answers for
Yeah.
who he's trying to appease
just
right
like,
there in the room. He's like, I offered to marry her, but I didn't want to.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Like what?
Your dad stopped by. He's a pleasant man. I really like Rachel's dad too. He does
Oh, he's
crack me up
hilarious.
whenever he's on there.
And
I like
then
the
Ross
one-
is like in the party, and then he has like the glasses,
Glasses
the
and
cigarette. He's
smoke.
like, "Well, I'm just prepping the mouthpiece. I'm prepping the nose piece."
The
like,
Two Parties is another one that's
That's
up
a
there
great
for me.
episode.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then Gunther, because they're sneaking people from the one to the Phoebe sneaking people from one to the other.
Yeah, and then Monica's like
Walks down,
Gunther, and then
he's
he's
just-
like, and then starts dancing again,
He's like Gunther.
and then dances. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Oh, the scientist. So
yeah.
Yeah, he went to.
Minsk.
Yep. Minsk.
Yeah.
But then he came back
and-
and didn't tell
And
her.
then she was already getting married.
Well, no. So he comes back at one point whenever she's dating Mike.
Yeah.
And then like Mike catches them kissing or whatever. But like he's going back to Minsk, so it still can't work. And then so her and Mike still work out. It's like really early. But then he comes back.
Or they went to that convention, didn't they?
They all go to Barbados.
Yeah.
And then Mike shows up and
Tries to propose.
well, he doesn't try to propose. He
Or
just
no, the other
he
dude
just
does.
knows yes. God, what is it's Hank Azaria. I'm trying to think what the hell his name is on the show.
I
God,
can't
that's stupid. I'm gonna fail these questions because my brain's not working. But hold on, what is his name? God, it's not Vikram. Do you remember Vikram?
Wasn't that
The
in the
cab
book?
driver?
Vikram? He's not a real person.
No,
Ross
it's in the book.
No, Ross makes him
Oh.
up because Phoebe starts to realize that she's never been in a serious relationship when she starts dating
Yes,
Mike,
and he had
then
some weird accent on the. What was
well, Indian. That's what
Oh,
it-
it's like,
Vikram's
what?
from The Office. That's
This
who I'm
is
thinking
Vikram.
of.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't seen the episode in a while, so
Yeah, so he makes up Vikram because he loudmouth alligators to Mike that she's never been in a serious relationship, and they think it's going to freak him out,
Yeah.
even though he's coming out of a divorce. So then Ross leaves on the answering machine a message from Vikram right after Phoebe
Yeah.
tells him the truth or whatever. Which the thing that drove me nuts about that is... so they say she's never been in one. But that's not true because she was in a pretty serious relationship with Gary the cop.
oh yeah,
yeah.
and then he shoots the bird,
And then he shoots
she
the
was
bird
like,
and it's
uh-uh.
over. But they move in together and they're together for most of a season.
Yeah,
So, and I really like the episodes with Gary. All those
Yeah,
really
those are
do
pretty
crack
funny.
me up.
is it David?
David.
Yeah, it's David.
Yes, his name's David. I don't know why I couldn't produce that. That's so stupid. And I feel bad because actually David and Phoebe were a good couple.
Yeah,
But I like Phoebe and Mike too because they're
Yeah.
fantastic. So
I think they work better. Mike
Yeah.
I like Paul Rudd though.
Yeah, I was
great.
just about to say.
And
It's hard
Hank-
to hate Paul Rudd.
Hank Azaria was originally in the running for Joey.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yep.
that would have never worked.
Yep. No, it would not have. Yep. So Will and Grace, the guy that plays Will, was considered for Ross.
Oh, that would have
originally.
been good.
Was it Monica? They were considering. Oh, she'd been really young, and she ended up getting that small spot on the show. But Leah Remini,
Oh
they
yeah,
were considering for Monica.
interesting.
Vince Vaughn could have been Joey.
Was that true? Yeah, I didn't actually know that one. I don't.
That would have been
think.
cool.
But yeah, I was trying to think other people that they date that we like or don't like. That was your question, right?
Yeah, I wish the Katie, I think that was what I just saw, the acting girl, like towards the end, where they're in the play and he shows up and
Well, that's like dead in the middle.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they should have stayed together instead of her moving.
Wait, the one that which acting girl?
The one where like
He's in the play with her for that
And
weird
then-
director.
Yeah.
But Katie's the understudy. He's the one Kate. You might be right. Is it Kate is the name?
know.
That
Yes.
sounds better.
it's right,
Kate.
Kate Miller.
Yes,
yeah.
Kate.
No, she was so mean. Like she was so
It's acting.
no, she was so like I don't know. She's disregarded Joey completely. And like
Yeah, I think she liked him. She just was way too
Hard
worried
to
about
get.
herself.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually, you know which other one that I really liked that he dated? And it was just one episode, but they were really good together, was him and Susan Sarandon whenever he was replacing her on the show.
Oh yes.
That episode I really like.
was
And then
pretty funny.
not really that. They're both very similar, but not too similar. So like back to your original thing about Rachel, like Joey and Rachel are just a hair too similar.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that I don't like it. Now, if they would have gone that route, it wouldn't have upset me
Yeah.
too much.
I just liked whenever they were kind of chasing each other for a little
A
bit.
little bit, yeah.
But then it was sad because Joey was so sad. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Ooh, or Chandler's-
Ross and Rachel belong together. I mean, I don't have any arguments against that.
Yeah. They fit.
They fit.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Or the scary roommate.
That guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chip?
Yes.
Those are some of my favorite episodes,
so
too.
strange.
The fucking...
Whenever the chain's on the door and he puts his face through the door still, like the tiny crack.
Yeah, and then, but...
And then they gaslight him. They're like, yeah, well, he's lived here for 20 years.
Because what he's been doing to them the whole time.
Yeah.
They knew it was the only way to get him out. But I really like the whole thing with the goldfish.
Oh my God.
That
You ate my goldfish.
that thing cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
They start smacking himself and stuff, and Chandler gets uncomfortable, and then watching him sleep.
Yeah. You didn't care the other night when I was in here.
And then
Like,
I know,
what?
and then like right whenever it's about over, I like how Phoebe starts to really like him. Like
Mm-hmm.
that cracks me up because it is somebody Phoebe would hang out with outside of their
absolutely.
group for sure. That was it was really good. I do; those are some of my favorites. Whenever Chip's there, or no, Chip is not his name. Chip is the guy that was supposed to take Joey's spot, but then, or no, that's
photographer?
not even true either.
The photographer?
Yes, but that's not Chip either. Chip is actually who lived there before Joey, that Monica dated.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yes, that is who Chip is. You never see him. He's just mentioned. I'm
I was
trying to
just gonna
think.
agree with
Eddie.
you. Oh.
Eddie was his name.
Yep.
It's Eddie. Yep. And then I don't remember the
He's a
photographer
strange
guy's
guy.
name, but
He was in one episode for like
of a
minute.
flashback or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I do love all the flashback ones, and I do
Oh, me
like
too.
a lot of people hate the what if ones, but I kind of like the what if two-parter too.
I do too.
That one's not bad, but
Yeah,
the
like
flashback.
if Rachel would have married Barry.
Well, yes,
And all
then
those.
and then if he wouldn't have got kicked off of the show when he did, if Monica would have stayed fat, if Chandler would have been the broke one
Yeah.
that was unsuccessful instead of Joey,
Yeah.
like all that stuff's pretty good. A lot of people, some people really hate it, but I like it quite a bit.
I think they're kind of funny.
They're funny.
Do you want to try some of the trivia?
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, we could do it again at some point too, but like it's so hard not to talk about this show for at least an hour or two.
Right.
But and I know you got to get going here at some point, but do you want to switch to that? I was trying to think if there's anything else interesting I was going to talk about. I mean, I got into it because my mother watched it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I
Do you have
remember rewatching through her with them and then watching them as they came out. It like from probably 6th grade until it ended, something like that.
Do you have any characters that you absolutely hate?
That I absolutely hate?
Obviously, Janice. For
I
you.
don't actually hate Janice.
I think Janice is funny.
I
I also like when they impersonate her too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Characters that I absolutely hate. Gosh. I don't know. I don't know if there's if there's a character that comes on and like when you watch again you go, I don't really want to. No, I don't really feel like that way. I wish they would have given Emily more time.
Yeah.
Really pisses me off how they ended Emily's thing.
Yeah, how she just stayed in England and it was just that.
Well, and he fucked up her name at the wedding, and then they didn't stay. Like they could have had them together for a couple of seasons, and
Yeah.
they kept
Emily's
saying.
annoying.
They kept saying how they
But
end
would
up
you-
making her annoying, but she doesn't start out annoying.
No, she was actually a really good match and then he messed up.
It's up.
Because
Yeah.
if you're at a wedding and then your soon-to-be spouse says the wrong name, of their
Ex-girlfriend's
ex-girlfriend,
name. Yeah.
you would be
They were
just as
on a
upset.
break.
No, that's not
That
even
has
the
nothing
point.
to do with that.
He says, "I do take you,
You Rachel instead of the woman he's marrying.
and Rachel's in the scene. I mean, Rachel
Yeah.
also
She wasn't supposed to be there.
no, and then she also told Ross like right before he goes up to get married that she still loved him.
No, she doesn't tell him that.
I thought she did.
Nope,
No.
she just gives him a hug and says congratulations.
Oh, she was going to tell him
She
that.
was going there to tell him, but
Okay,
she
and then she
finally,
chose
in
not
the
to.
moment, she decided not to, even though Phoebe and Dr. House, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
when he's on the plane with her,
Yeah.
and everybody tell her it's not a good idea. She finally doesn't when she gets there to see him. But then she tells him whenever he's trying to patch things up.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's just like, I don't,
Don't know
how
what to do with that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that information.
Um,
but can't really help that.
But yeah, so they could have easily separated Emily and Ross after a season or two. That's what
Yeah.
makes me mad. She's from England. Like it's not like they didn't have an out if they wanted to
Yeah.
put them back together. I don't really know why they did that.
You have her bangs up.
Scream, yeah. And truthfully, she probably is my favorite female character. Monica
Yeah.
probably is. But no, I can't think of any characters I just despise. Joshua's kind of whatever to me. Which he and Rachel were actually dating at the time.
Oh, really? In
Tate
real life?
Donovan and Rachel were,
Huh.
yeah, whenever he was on there.
Yeah,
And then
he
like
was kind of annoying a little bit,
he's just whatever.
but like me.
Like I love how it ends between them though. I really love the she scared him about marriage and then he shows up one more time to give her another chance and
she's
all three of
wearing-
them are sitting in the
Yes.
wedding dresses.
Who is it?
Hello.
Who is the guy?
Tate Donovan.
I just can't picture faces.
Oh, well, I think he was just up there.
On here?
I thought, well, no, on a different one. That's all Monica. Just look up Tate Donovan. I thought I saw him appear at one point whenever we had him up there. But he doesn't bother me. He's just kind of whatever. And then, like, the guy that, surely you know this, but the guy that plays his dad whenever she's wearing the nightie, that's Chandler's dad. That's Matthew
Oh.
Perry's dad.
Nice. I
Yeah.
actually didn't know that.
Yeah, he was an actor before Matthew
Ew.
Perry. Yeah, there's Tate Donovan.
He got really old.
He was in quite a bit of stuff like around this time, and then like I don't know what he's done since, but he was on the OC.
Oh, okay.
But I was trying to think who else. Is there anybody else? Like Elle McPherson doesn't bother me, but that's another portion that's kind of whatever to me.
Yeah.
They make Joey a little too cheesy during some of that. Whenever he starts really liking her or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just okay. I like Charlie a lot. It was bizarre how they ended Charlie too, but
Yeah.
they had to, obviously. I was trying to think of characters I just can't stand. I bet Trigger's great, and it kind of bums me. There's characters like in the first few seasons that are ancillary characters that really they didn't even try to like reincorporate towards the end, which kind of bugs me. Like Trigger's just not on there anymore after a while. I was trying to think. There's some other one. I mean, Mr. Eccles dies pretty early, so
Literally, I think isn't in the first season he dies, or is it?
yeah,
season?
her first part of the second season.
Yeah,
he's not on there for very long. I don't know. Is there somebody you just don't like?
I don't really know. Kind of, but
Who?
I don't know. It's hard to think about if I don't have it like in front of my
Tag's
face.
fine. Tag didn't bother me. I like Tag okay, what they did with him.
Yeah.
Mr. Zellner. He cracks me up.
Phoebe's brother.
Oh, yeah, he's another one that they just kind of, Frank and Alice just kind of
That's another thing.
fizzle
He
out.
cameoed in one of the early
Seasons,
He like
yeah.
drops. He meant to drop a quarter or something, but he drops
Drop
a
a
condom
in her guitar case.
And
Yep.
then the next season, he's her brother, and it's like, could you have not picked another like random person?
Oh, I
random
don't know.
actor?
Giovanni
It's called-
Ribisi he was a good actor. Like he was kind of like hitting popularity whenever he got that role.
It's called foreshadowing.
He was on.
Well, not really, but
Dropping a condom, he ends up having his sister be a surrogate.
that's weirdly
Full circle.
far fetched.
I like Amy and Jill both. They're both funny.
Amy and Jill.
Rachel's sisters.
Oh yeah. I wish they would have done an episode with all of them though. Like all
They
the
could never get
sisters.
Reese Witherspoon back.
Oh,
So that's why they wanted to just have Jill come back.
Yeah.
They had always talked, like, she had always mentioned that she had two sisters, but their
Yeah.
whole plan was just to have Jill on, but they could never get
Her back into this.
Reese back in with scheduling. So then
Wild.
they grabbed Amy, who was Christine Applegate, to do the other two appearances.
Which she was pretty funny.
And then, okay, one thing about Ross that I really, really, really like, and this is another one of my favorite episodes, is Lesbian Wedding.
Yeah.
That is a great episode.
I also like when Phoebe was possessed.
Yeah, in that
You want a
one, yeah,
butterscotch?
yeah. And like they do like such a good job of like him not liking her in the beginning, and then they
bringing
start to
them together.
coexist, even though
Yeah.
they still kind of nip at each other
Yeah.
a little bit, and then
And he also
like,
talks Julie, or what's her, not Julie. Yeah. His ex-wife.
Carol.
Carol. Why did
Yeah.
I think Julie? Either way, he like talked her down from canceling the wedding, and then he walks her down the aisle. And it was really sweet how he like connected
the two of them.
And he also
because
danced with Susan too.
Susan, yes, and they get along better after that.
Yeah.
And then they just like shortly after that they quit incorporating Susan and Carol.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's still very much part of the season of like the
and
storyline.
The storyline, and like there was just a lot of stuff that they could have done. I think with the three of them's relationship that was fun to watch, and they just kind of
true.
threw that out. I like Kathy.
She's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
That's the
I
mom.
wish they would have given her and Chandler a hair more time after all the time spending getting them together. It's weird to me that they just got rid of them after one fight, which, I mean, whatever. That's what always happens to Chandler, so
Literally.
it's not that surprising. Until Monica.
Leonard.
Leonard?
Green
I didn't even
is
realize his first name was Leonard.
Leonard.
Just Dr. Green
Dr.
is all
Green,
they ever
yeah.
call him.
Top
Pretty much.
6 top hated characters.
I don't know why, because he's so funny. Like
Fucking
awesome.
He's
I
an
love-
asshole, but
yeah.
he is so funny.
he definitely is.
And that
but
guy
he's-
does an awesome job.
Yeah.
How do you hate Judy?
And
I don't know, because she's funny too. She's kind
Yeah.
of a bitch, but she's hilarious.
it's funny how she like is obsessed with Ross, but like obviously has so much disdain for Monica.
Mom, it's
When
a
they're cleaning
very
out the garage.
but it's a
What?
very common
Yeah.
it's a very common mom and daughter relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I like Judy. I thought she was funny.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah, she fits in well.
They do. They remind me of a very stereotypical mom and daughter relationship,
Yeah.
though. And And Jack is fantastic too, and
he's
he
hilarious.
shows up and does things for both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Paolo.
Paolo, he's
Number 3.
he's kind of stupid. I mean, he doesn't bother me that much. But
I think it's funny whenever Ross is like, okay, and like pushes them back, like, don't
Yeah.
give me a hug.
the weenie from Torini.
Yep. It's pretty funny.
Barry, he doesn't bother me. He's only in like 3 episodes.
Just a
Barf.
dentist.
Yeah,
I don't really
Barry's
like him.
okay. It's weird whenever she agrees to be the.
Ursula.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Yes,
like
number
Ursula.
one.
I do
hated.
too. I think
So-
she's hilarious.
So you know Ursula is a character in a different show, right?
Oh, no.
She's in Mad About You. She's the
Oh.
bizarre waitress of the place that in Mad About You that Helen Hunt and them always go to.
Oh.
And so they were worried about casting her as Phoebe because she was already popular on the other show. But she did such a good job, they went ahead and put her on there because it was a small part, but she was
Yeah.
in there pretty semi-regularly.
Yeah.
And so then they decided after a while just to go ahead and make them be twin sisters.
Yeah, which I think that's hilarious.
Which was brilliant.
I liked whenever
So-
Ursula does, like, she does porn or whatever and then has Phoebe's
Name on it.
and then Phoebe gets all the checks.
Yes, that was
hilarious.
pretty classic. And then she went, "Oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing?" Whenever they're watching it, and like Joey's, "This is sick. I can't believe you're going to watch this." She's like, "That's not Phoebe, that's Ursula." And he turns around, and tries to see it real quick. But there is an episode where Helen Hunt and her friend come into
Yes.
Central Perk, and that's what that's all related to. So they think
Okay.
she's Ursula because they're used to seeing Ursula at the
Yes,
place that
and
they
then
go.
Phoebe's like,
over
okay,
in Soho.
cool, and
Yeah.
act dismissive just as Ursula does.
Yeah, and she's just like, "Yeah, that's her," because
Okay,
they
cool.
act just enough alike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't dislike Ursula at
I
all.
don't
She
either. I think
cracks
she's
me
funny.
up.
It's funny that they have like they're twin sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's awesome.
Yep. It's really good. And I absolutely love, so I like Terry Garr anyway, but the fact that they could not have picked a better actress to be Phoebe's mom than Terry Garr. So
Right.
other Phoebe, who's
Yeah.
her biological mom,
Yeah.
she's like she's in like Young Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
She's like the main woman in that helps him, that he ends up with at the end of it. That's Terry Garr, and she's
Nice.
fantastic. And I really, she was great as Phoebe's mom. And it bugged me that they didn't bring her back later.
Yeah,
Like
she's
she's in a
only in,
few
like, 2
episodes.
episodes.
She's in a couple episodes. They're kind of close together,
Yeah.
a season and a half apart, and then they don't bring her back.
Which is weird.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. I don't know. We can bust into trivia if you want. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, and she was insanely gorgeous. Whenever she was popular in the 70s and whatnot.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Do you want to do trivia? Is that what we want to do? Do you got any last thoughts before we do this? We can always do another one.
I feel like we should do another. We should like do another episode of this, and
Yeah.
then we can like watch a season or something, and then talk about it.
Okay.
I feel like we should do that.
So one real quick question while you're getting ready to do that. You said you watched the DVDs first.
yes.
Have you ever noted, like, have you watched the DVDs and then watched HBO Max or Netflix
Mm-hmm.
or even on TV? Have you ever noticed that there's a bunch of extra content in the DVDs that didn't make the
Yes.
aired? Okay, so I haven't seen all that yet.
Yeah.
So when I'm just about done on Max, I'm going to sit down. I bought all the DVDs
Yeah.
for super cheap just so I can watch all the extra jokes and stuff
Ooh,
that
yeah.
didn't make the cut. I've never seen
I haven't
that.
thought about that in a while, but yeah, because my sister, I think she should still have all of them.
Yep.
I mean, she literally has all the box sets, which is awesome.
Yep. I bought them off Mercari for like nothing because they're
Yeah.
DVDs, and I was like, I want to sit down and watch all the extra ones. What are you doing?
Just an ad. That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah,
though.
it was so loud. It's still loud.
Oh, it's this
What's
one.
happening?
Oh, there it is.
I was like, what is happening?
That really scared me.
All right,
actually.
let's see if my brain's working good enough for trivia.
Okay.
Are you going to keep score?
Yeah.
Okay. And just go back and forth.
Yeah.
We can just keep the card. That'd be the easiest.
Oh, yeah. Just hand us the card.
No, I'll set them right here. You guys don't need to touch these cards.
That's how we
Fill in the blank quote.
Who are you asking?
McKinley.
Okay.
Okay. Like we knew.
Phoebe. Oh, for God's sake, Judy, pick up the. Phoebe saying this to Judy.
Pick up the sock.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're in the restaurant.
Don't
All
use
right.
accents.
Yeah, that makes
That's
it more.
how-
That makes it really
no.
confusing.
All right. Ethan.
You're not good at accents.
What is the name of Joey's reoccurring character on Days of Our Lives?
Dr. Drake Ramore.
Yes. All right. How did Ross respond to the statement, I said count to 5?
What?
I say count to 5. Ross responds to the statement.
I don't know.
Chance to rebuttal?
Ooh. I said count to 5.
I said count to 5.
What? Stop doing accents. It doesn't make any sense.
I can't.
I don't know that one either.
Mississippi-lessly.
Oh, yeah. The tanning. That's stupid. I should have known
Oh.
that.
That is going to be my
Because then
point.
he had like one side of his body that was like super dark
Dark.
tan,
And he
the other
kept,
side.
well, and then he got into the, so the first one is spray and you turn, and
Yes.
he keeps fucking that up, and then he goes to correct it, and it's you stay in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mississippi-lessly, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Drake Ramore was what kind of doctor?
Neurosurgeon?
Yes. What is the name of the coffee shop?
The Central Perk.
Oh,
Yes.
God. You should give that one away.
The answer is not me. But what is the moist maker?
Oh, it's the layer of gravy-soaked bread on the turkey sandwich.
That's not what the answer says, but yeah, it is. It's the, name of Ross's
Thanksgiving.
leftover Thanksgiving
Giving
sandwich.
yeah. The actual moist
but
maker
is
is what I
the
just
gravy-
described.
yeah, it's
The
the
bread-soaked
gravy-soaked.
gravy.
Yes.
What is the name of the stripper at Phoebe's bachelorette party?
Well, I know it's Danny DeVito.
Dino, yes. I don't know I don't remember what his name is.
He was dressed as a cop,
Yeah.
and he was really sad.
Officer Goodbody.
Yeah.
Is that what the answer
Yeah.
was? I thought maybe they actually said his real name is what you were looking for.
I was like, I know it's Danny DeVito.
Officer Goodbody.
What was Phoebe referring to when she told Rachel, Ross invited us all to watch?
Can you not do accents?
No, I can't.
What Phoebe told to Rachel when she said Ross invited us out to watch. Oh, my mind's going to one thing, and I don't think that's the right one. Invite us out to. Okay. What did? Okay, ask the question again.
I was like, I
What
don't know.
was Phoebe referring to when she told us, Ross invited us all to watch?
Invite us all to watch.
What she said.
Not even how Phoebe talks.
Do you have any guesses?
No.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Ross and Rachel getting married in Vegas.
Oh.
Oh.
Who is Ken Adams?
I don't know.
That's Joey's fake name he gives to people.
Ow.
Yep, Joey.
I thought it was Joey Stalin or Joe Stalin.
Joe Stalin. No, Chandler makes him try to put that down as his screen name.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Okay,
he doesn't
yeah,
know who
'cause it's
Joseph
Regina
Stalin
Phalange.
is. Yeah, Regina Phalange and Ken Adams. So that comes up whenever they're talking about the backpacking through Europe story.
Okay, yep.
And she's like, my friend heard it from some guy named Ken Adams. He's like, Ken Adams. And then he's like, people give fake names. She's like, yeah, hi, I'm Ken Adams. I'm Regina Phalange. Yeah.
Love that.
To whom did Monica say, I am so glad you guys got together. Chandler and I are always looking for a couple to go out, and now we have one.
Mike and Phoebe.
Nope.
Oh.
Rebuttal?
Who is it?
Who is it?
It's not Greg and Jenny.
Greg? No. And Jenny?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And it's not Mike and Phoebe?
Mm-mm.
Is it one of the main 5? Or main
No,
6?
I know who it is. It is Joey and whatever the hell Elle McPherson's name is in the show. What is her
Oh, the
name?
model.
The model. What is her name on the show?
Janine.
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 So do you get that one?
I don't know.
No.
I'll-
You're
that'll
in
be
charge.
mine.
You're in
Okay.
charge. You're the question master. But
All right.
that's right.
Who did I just ask? You?
Yeah.
What is the name of the boyfriend Ross makes up when he lies to Mike about Phoebe having a serious relationship?
She's gonna get this one.
Vikram.
Who is the youngest friend?
The
Ooh.
youngest friend,
Mhm.
like legitimately the youngest friend
In the show.
in
it
the
was
show.
like
It's Rachel.
Rochelle. Yes.
Rochelle.
What did Ross do as a guest lecturer at NYU to attempt to make a good first impression?
He had an accent, a fake accent.
British accent.
Yeah.
That's another great episode.
Where were Ross and Emily supposed to go on their honeymoon?
Barbados? No. Greece. Somewhere in Greece.
Was it Aspen? No. That's Colorado.
It's
isn't it? I I don't know. My
It's in
geography.
Greece.
You're so close.
I can't
Am I?
think.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to think. Like if it's got a specific place in Greece, I don't
Yeah.
know. Athens.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aspen, Athens. Fill in the blank. It's a quote by Monica.
Okay.
No, really, anytime, Ross. Blank. Everyone cries and hugs and pats him on the back.
Say that in a normal.
No, really, anytime, Ross. Blank. Everyone cries and hugs him and pats him on the back. No, really? No, really, anytime, Ross. Blank. Everyone cries and hugs and pats him on the back.
Anytime Ross loses, like
Nope.
I don't know what you're.
No, it's a person, right?
Nope.
Oh.
This one mine then?
Yep.
Makes a toast.
Oh.
The answer was makes
It
a
was
toast.
at the wedding, yeah.
Yes,
because
at the
she
wedding.
makes a toast.
Yes, and it's bad. She's trying to make him cry.
Yep, she's
Ross
trying to make everyone
automatically
cry.
cries.
Where does Joey accidentally get trapped in his apartment?
In the TV entertainment system he built.
After Joey moves out, who is Chandler's creepy new roommate?
Eddie.
Chandler makes up what card game so Joey could win his money back for
Cups.
foosball? What favor does Phoebe's half brother Frank Jr. ask of her?
Oh, surrogacy.
Triplets,
Yeah.
Carry the baby.
How long did Ross and Emily know each other before they decided to get married?
Oh shit. Well, the roses, the number of roses, is it 52? 52 days?
Can I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 48? Or is it like a month?
How many weeks?
Oh.
4. No, they were gonna know it was they were 2 weeks. But no, that's not when they decided to get married though. That's all the longer she was there when they met. She was there for 2 weeks. And then they get
So was it
8
3?
weeks?
Another commercial.
heck?
Why did they just play ads?
I don't know, and why they just start randomly. Is that your guess? 8 weeks?
8 weeks is my guess.
I said 3.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Oh.
Damn it.
Hello.
It's her again.
What did Ross call Phoebe's taxi cab at the airport?
I don't know, a death trap?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, it's
The
very
death cab.
close.
Fill in the blank quote by Rochelle. If one more person says, "What a cute little blank," I'm going to whip them with a car antenna.
Boy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Emma.
Yeah.
What was the name of the product Joey advertised on the Amazing Discoveries infomercial?
Was it the milk? The milk opener, like the milk.
There's a name for it, though.
The milk ease.
No, it's pour. Something with pour.
No.
Damn it.
I'm about to get another
It's in a
card.
milk carton.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I was like, because the other one is an infomercial, but it's Japanese lipstick.
yeah, Ichiban.
Ichiban.
Lipstick for men. It's the flingin' flangin'.
No. The Milkmaster 2000.
Milkmaster
Oh my
2000. Yeah, I could remember that.
What possession does Monica offer Rachel when she agrees to move out?
Monica offers Rachel.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Well, you don't have to curse.
Yes, I do.
What she can have when she moves
Is
out.
it the lamp?
No, because Monica didn't like the lamp. It was already Rachel's lamp.
Yeah.
Was it? I feel like it was a silver. It was like a candle holder.
We were looking for the big plate. The big plate is what we
the
were
big
looking
plate.
for.
Yeah.
That was mine.
What did Chandler say he was? Why did Chandler say he was allergic to dogs?
Wasn't he just scared of dogs because he got bit by one?
He hates dogs.
Yeah.
Hates dogs, but isn't that kind of the same? I'll keep it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Erica originally thought that Monica and Chandler's occupations were what?
A priest and a doctor.
Yes. What was Monica referring to when she said, "We only ordered one"?
What did Monica say?
What was she referring to when we only ordered one?
We only ordered one.
Oh, shit.
I have no idea.
We only ordered one. I don't know. I can't remember.
Good. It's a baby.
Oh, yeah.
We were looking
the
for
twins.
baby.
Oh,
Yes, because of the
it's
twins.
later
That's
season.
stupid. That should have been easy. I don't
What
know.
are Rachel's sisters' names?
Is it me, Amy, and Jill?
This says Jill and Amy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What type of animal is Ross's pet, Marcel?
A monkey.
A monkey.
Capuchin.
Monkey. Capuchin monkey.
Yeah.
To whom did Chandler say, "Look, you're really nice. You're a really nice person. Ham stealing and adultery aside."
That
to
is
figure out
God. What is her name? It's the woman that works with him in Oklahoma.
Oh.
Ham stealing and adultery aside. She was Miss Oklahoma, or
Oh my
runner
goodness.
up.
And Monica thought she was cheating.
Yeah,
Or that he was
and she
cheating on
was
her.
trying to do him, but he didn't.
But he gets turned on by sharks.
I don't know her. I
Yes.
cannot remember the girl's name.
What does it start with?
Am I able to do that?
If you want to.
A W.
Oh,
Is it Wendy?
Yeah.
yep.
Which character looked at himself in the mirror and said, "You're just a love machine"?
Oh, I can't. It was.
I know his name.
I can't think of the name, but he was the dad that Rachel dated. He also was in Die Hard. He's blonde.
Bruce Willis is the
There
actor.
you go. Yes, I can't.
Paul's his name.
No, I was
Yeah.
like, I couldn't remember his name.
What's his last name?
Stevens.
Yeah,
I was like, I
couldn't
know what he
remember the
looks
last
like.
name.
I can think of it, but I can't think of that. Because remember when Ross is like, "I'm just a love machine."
That's how. Yeah, that's how he gets him from quit being an asshole to him, kind of.
Fill in the blank. Quote, Frank Jr. on finding out he is having triplets. "I finally got my blank."
Is this me?
Yeah.
My band.
Yeah.
I'm a band.
What time do you need to get out of here?
I work at 1:30. It's 1:05, so
So you
Soon.
tell me.
pretty soon.
Okay. Benjamin Hobart asked Ross to spell what made-up dinosaur.
I know it.
Well, that's great because I can't think of what it is. Something-osaurus, but it starts with like an X or something like, I don't know. Go ahead.
Bastiodictosaur.
Okay.
It starts with a silent M.
M. That's what it is.
Why did Mona dump Ross?
Why did Mona dump Ross? What was the final straw? Rachel moving in and him not telling her about it?
Yeah, he moved in with Rochelle.
Was that her? Oh, no, that was mine.
Yeah.
I stole the last one.
What was the name of the retiring handyman in Ross's building?
Oh. I don't know, like Carl or something.
Nope.
Richard?
Nope.
No.
We were looking for Howard. The answer was
Howard.
Howard.
To me, he's just man.
Yeah.
He's the handyman. Yeah, well, to me, he's just man.
I just moved in.
Fill in the blank quote. Monica to Fun Bobby. "You know, it seems like you've been making an awful lot of stuff blank lately."
Irish. The
Yeah, he was an
one
alcoholic.
thing about that. So, do you remember the hot girl that Joey keeps seeing in the window?
Yep.
And he can't count, and
Yep.
then Ross meets her, and she sides with him on that. Do you know what other show she's in? She is Sam and Dean's mom on Supernatural.
I've never seen that show, so it
You
makes
never
sense.
watched Supernatural?
No, my sister wants me to too, but I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Don't
It's
kill me.
certainly the first 5 seasons are fantastic. Anyway,
What in the heck?
careful, you'll puke.
Probably.
Chandler has 2 copies of which movie soundtrack?
Oh, is it Miss Congeniality? No,
That's good though, because that's
he was
it's
obsessed
a good
with
guess.
Miss Congeniality.
Annie.
Oh, something
The
good.
sun will come up tomorrow. On what dice combination does Monica rest her decision to marry Chandler while in Vegas?
8.
I thought it was 7.
Hard 8.
Oh.
Answer was hard 8, so I'll just keep that one.
He said 8.
Yeah, but it's not an easy
different.
8.
No.
I don't even know. What
Phoebe found what in the seat cushion at Central Perk?
a police badge.
Yes.
Nice. I remember
That's how
finding
she
the
got
badge. I
connected
forgot
with
she
him.
found it in the seat cushion.
And then she goes, yeah, like Kiefer does. Bad news, buckaroo.
Bad news, buckaroo.
Sip
Say
of
sorry to
Wits.
the tree.
Fill in the blank quote. Rochelle. Ross still sees his blank.
Say it again.
Ross still sees his blank.
Ross still
Oh,
sees
his pediatrician.
Name the occupation of the male lover in the trashy romance novel that Joey finds in Rochelle's room.
Oh, the name of the book.
The name of the book?
No.
Oh,
The occupation of the
oh,
male lover.
I remember the occupation.
I do too. Hold on.
It's like a hockey goalie, right?
You can, this card says a layman's term.
Oh,
Yeah.
must be nice.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what it is.
I do know what it is. I just can't think of it at the moment. Is it a lumberjack? No.
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 I know the exact term he uses.
Go ahead and use it.
Vicar,
Vicar.
which is a preacher.
No, chimney sweep.
Or a chimney sweep.
Shouldn't-
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
You said Vikram, Vikram earlier,
Vikram,
and that's
yeah.
what I was thinking.
I'm not
of.
going to give that to you because you said preacher.
It doesn't matter. I got vicar right.
Yeah, but you didn't know what it meant.
But who cares? I knew the word.
I care. What did the name...
Actually, I did know that. I don't know
What
why.
was the name of the 50s diner where Monica worked?
I think I know. Is this me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moon dance?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
What nickname does Ross say never caught on? For himself.
I do remember. Oh, is that back? Joey gets all. Oh God, is that back?
It's something really funny though, but
It's stupid.
I don't know.
Rossatron.
Oh my god.
Monica accuses who of stealing her jeans?
Does it need a name?
No.
Is it my turn or hers?
Yeah,
It's your
It's
turn.
mine. It's the maid that Chandler hires her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she had like a pen. It was
Keeps
like all
trying
these
to
different things.
stick up in her crotch.
and then Chandler's like, "You need to get new
bra.
clothes." Like, good
Yeah.
grief.
Who was Monica referring to when she said, "He is without a doubt the funniest guy I ever met"?
Oh, it was one of her coworkers. Wasn't it Paul the wine guy?
no, that's who
never
she
mind.
dates in the first
Okay,
episode.
but it's like one of her coworkers though.
Yeah, the restaurant.
the
yeah.
restaurant. Yep.
Yeah.
Does it need a name?
Just what is his occupation?
Oh, he's like the sous chef or whatever.
The maitre
Waiter.
d'.
The maitre d'. Damn it.
All right. Who told Rachel that Ross slept with another woman?
It's my turn. again?
Yeah.
Gunther.
No, you keep taking all the points because I just get the bad cards that I don't freaking
Who is
know.
Rosita?
Rosita?
Yeah.
You know Rosita.
I can't think of who that is though. I feel like I'm like
It's
under
not a
pressure.
person.
The Rosita Stone.
Oh my god. It's not her her like no, that's a funny girl lamp.
It's not a person.
Is it an inanimate object?
Yes.
Is it the lamp?
Nope.
What is it?
It's the chair. It's Joey's chair. Barca Lounger's Chandler's, and then Rosita is the name of Joey's. And they break it, and then they switch
Yes.
the Barca Lounger, and then he
Yeah.
breaks it because he wants the lazy boy that Rachel buys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're getting
Rosita.
A little
Running
How many
out of
cards do
time.
you even have
Little
left?
bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Rapid.
All right.
Yeah, rapid fire.
All right, just whoever goes first. Joey played the character of Machiavelli in what TV show?
Mac and cheese.
Monica gave Chandler what for Valentine's Day the year they promised to make each other's gifts?
The
A
sock
cassette.
bunny.
Oh, Monica. Yeah.
Chandler gave the
cassette
tape.
that was reused.
Who
that
did
was
Rachel
Janice's.
leave at the altar?
Barry.
Damn it.
How does
Did you
Ross
hear
refer
two?
to Rachel's English trifle to Joey?
How does Ross? It taste like feet?
Yeah. Why doesn't Ross like ice cream?
Hurts his
Ooh.
teeth.
Why doesn't Ross like ice cream? I don't know that one.
Too cold.
Mm.
Last card. What was Ross and Monica's old cat's full name?
Oh,
Mr.
jeez.
Snuffleupagus.
No.
No. The cat?
It was something like, but it's like really,
Silly.
yeah.
Chi-Chi.
No.
Oh.
Chi-Chi.
She might have been the
dog.
dog. That was the dog,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Lapoo. No, that
No.
was Rachel's dog.
Was it? I can't think of what it is,
I
but
don't
it's not
know
Mr.
what it is.
Snuffleupagus.
Fluffy Meowington.
Meowington. Gotcha. Was that
Fluffy
it?
Meowington.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do a real quick count?
I think it's safe
I
to say
lost.
I won. All right. Thank you.
I had 29 or 30.
I had 40.
You didn't know you didn't? You didn't count them.
You don't even count them.
All right, McKinley, we'll do this again. Where
Yes.
Kiefer doesn't interrupt us like this.
Definitely. And I'll have a little bit,
Is it your favorite show of all time?
quite possibly, like my top 3.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Hands down. Always will be.
I really like The Office, though, too. That's one of my...
I like it a lot too, but Friends
Yeah.
will probably always be my favorite show ever.
Yes.